The Chechen warrior who started it all. Before Imam Shamil, there was one man ignited a rebellion that shook an empire. Feared by his enemies, revered by the Caucasus, Sheikh Mansur was a legend forged in fire. I will be making a series about this, so stay tuned. The next videos, there's more to come. In the rugged mountains of the Caucasus, where empires clashed and freedom hung by a thread, one warrior rose to defy the odds. Sheikh Mansur, Chechen hero, spiritual leader, and unyielding rebel. His name struck fear into the hearts of the Russian Empire and inspired a legacy of resistance that echoes to this day. This is the story of the man who united tribes, sparked a revolution, and became a symbol of courage across the Caucasus. Imagine a quiet shepherd in the rugged mountains of the North Caucasus, transformed by a divine vision into a warrior who rallies thousands against one of the mightiest empires on earth. In 1785, as flames engulfed his village of Aldi, Sheikh Mansur ignited a rebellion that shook the Russian Empire. Who was this enigmatic leader, and why does his story still resonate in today's conflicts? Stick around, this is a tale of defiance you won't forget. Welcome to History is Metal, where we uncover the forgotten stories that shaped our world. Today, we're diving into the extraordinary life of Sheikh Mansur, the Chechen leader who united the diverse peoples of the North Caucasus in a daring stand against Russian expansion in the 18th century. Under Catherine the Great, the Russian Empire was pushing southward, clashing with the fiercely independent mountain tribes. This wasn't just a border skirmish, it was the spark of a centuries-long struggle for autonomy. If you've heard of the modern Chechen wars but wonder about their roots, Mansur's story is where it all begins. Let's set the stage. Our story starts in the village of Aldi, nestled in the Chechen lowlands around 1760. Born Ushurma, the fourth son of a simple farmer named Chabaza, young Mansur grew up herding sheep and living the traditional life of his people. But this wasn't a peaceful idyll. The North Caucasus was a mosaic of clans and ethnic groups, governed by ancient customary laws called adat, often clashing with stricter Islamic principles. By his early 20s, married with 3 children, Ushurma experienced a profound spiritual awakening. Some say it was a mystical vision, others a deep study of Islam. He took the name Mansur, meaning the victorious, and became a sheikh, a religious leader preaching a purified form of Islam. He urged his people to abandon adat customs like blood feuds and embrace Sharia law for moral renewal. Imagine a local preacher suddenly calling out corruption in your community, drawing crowds with his charisma. That's Mansur. But his message wasn't just spiritual. It was a call to resist the encroaching Russian forces who were building forts and disrupting trade routes. This transformation from shepherd to sheikh set the foundation for one of history's boldest uprisings. There's even a wild, largely debunked theory that Mansur was an Italian adventurer named Giovanni Battista Boetti in disguise, a rumor spread by Russian propaganda to discredit him. But evidence points firmly to his Chechen roots, making his rise all the more authentic.
The Russians were occupying Muslim lands quickly. Tatarstan, one of the largest Muslim regions, fell under Russian control first. Its historic khanates absorbed into the expanding empire by the mid-16th century. This set a precedent for Russia's southward push into the North Caucasus, where diverse Muslim peoples like the Chechens, Circassians, and Dagestanis lived. Their plan was to take all Central Asia all the way to Afghanistan next, then Turkey, but we won't go there. It's a video for next time. By 1785, tensions boiled over. Russian troops, under Catherine's expansionist policies, were annexing lands and imposing control. Mansur's sermons evolved into fiery calls for jihad, a holy war not just against infidels, but for unity and self-defense. His movement blended religious revival with political resistance, attracting followers weary of imperial overreach. The spark came at the Battle of the Sunzha River in July 1785. Mansur's ragtag force of a few thousand Highlanders ambushed a Russian column, scoring a stunning victory. It was like David slinging a stone at Goliath. The Russians, expecting easy conquest, were humiliated. In retaliation, they torched Aldi, Mansur's home village, in a brutal scorched-earth tactic meant to crush spirits. But it backfired. The flames only fueled the rebellion, drawing more tribes to Mansur's banner. He wasn't just fighting for Chechens. His message of Islamic reform resonated across the region, promising a better, united society free from foreign domination. What made Mansur revolutionary was his ability to bridge deep divisions. The North Caucasus was a patchwork of ethnic groups, Chechens, Circassians, and Dagestanis, often at odds through clans and rivalries. Mansur transcended that, preaching a pan-Islamic identity where faith trumped tribe. Think of it as forging a coalition in a fractured alliance, much like modern resistance movements uniting against the common foe. From 1785 to 1787, his forces grew, conducting guerrilla raids on Russian outposts. He established bases in the mountains, using the terrain like a natural fortress. His leadership wasn't just military. He reformed social practices, banning alcohol and promoting justice under Sharia. This unity was unprecedented. For the first time, diverse peoples rallied under one leader against the empire. Russian reports even exaggerated his army to 20,000, a testament to the fear he inspired.
As the Russo-Turkish War raged from 1787, Mansur shifted west to Circassia, allying with Ottoman forces. He strengthened Islam there, converting locals and bolstering defenses. But the tide turned. Russian counteroffensives intensified, with superior artillery and numbers overwhelming the Highlanders. The climax came at the Ottoman fortress of Anapa in June 1791. After a grueling siege, Russian troops stormed the walls. Mansur fought valiantly, but was captured amid the chaos, betrayed, some say, by internal divisions. Wounded and chained, he was shipped to St. Petersburg for interrogation. Catherine herself reviewed his case, viewing him as a dangerous fanatic. This marked the end of his active rebellion, but not his spirit. Imprisoned in the grim Shlisselburg fortress, Mansur endured solitary confinement for nearly 3 years. He died on April 13, 1794, at just 34. Some say from illness, others from the harsh conditions. But death couldn't erase his impact. Mansur became the first symbol of North Caucasian resistance, setting a blueprint for future leaders. His tactics, guerrilla warfare, religious unity echoed in Imam Shamil's 19th-century imamat, which prolonged the fight for decades. Today, in the Chechen wars of the 1990s and beyond, Mansur's name is invoked as a hero of independence. His story reminds us how imperial ambitions can ignite enduring conflicts, shaping the geopolitics we see in the region now. Sheikh Mansur's life was a whirlwind of transformation, unity, and defiance against overwhelming odds. From a humble shepherd to a legendary leader, he laid the groundwork for centuries of Caucasian resistance. Understanding his 18th-century struggle helps us grasp the roots of modern tensions between Russia and the North Caucasus, a reminder that history's echoes shape our present. His movement wasn't just about war, it was about preserving identity in the face of empire. If this story moved you, hit that like button and subscribe to History is Metal for more untold histories. Drop a comment below. What other resistance movements from history inspire you, and why? Let's discuss. Thanks for watching. Until next time, keep exploring the past.